Yo, what's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome back. I thought I would do this real quick. Hold on, let me just kind of get this mic pretty much into position to do this. So, for what's up, man? Anyways, I thought just for fun here, so I'm not gonna live stream way too long, but I thought I would do like a reaction video to one of my really old videos and share a quick kind of spooky story. And this actually happened recently, so Periscope's going off. But anyways, so the video I'm going to be reacting to is really old. Okay, so you guys may possibly laugh at this. And this is when I literally flashed. What was this? Mummy Droid with Sense 4.1 running on ICS 4.0. I had flashed this onto my HTC Evo 3D, aka on Virgin Mobile, it was called the HTC Evo V4G. Weird, strange name. A really cool phone. As a matter of fact, I don't know where it is. I wish I could find it. Maybe I would have done a throwback video on it, but it's somewhere lost in the midst of time. So just bear with me. Hold on. I don't even know if I selected audio. Let me stop this real quick and do a reshare the screen again. I don't think I tapped share audio, so I don't want it to be like a like a dead sounding video. But anyways, here we go. Hey guys, what's up? ROM review for you guys, and I'm going to be installing a oh geez, I forgot the name of this ROM. I just downloaded it not that long ago. We're gonna install it right now. I just flashed Liquid Smooth and did a video about that, and I just wanted to see if this ROM this one that I downloaded would particularly work. It's supposed to have Sense 4.1. I was recording with a very old phone. I think it was a Samsung Intercept. I recorded this video on. I really want to check this out. Just and right there, it's going through the flash process. Since majority of my videos here on YouTube are all about custom ROMs, different ones for the Galaxy S2 and back then I was all about custom ROMs. Done for the Desire 601, which I'm using to record this video right now. I forgot which custom recovery this one is, but I really enjoyed this one. It was so easy to flash things on it once you got it on there. So right now it does say it's installing update. I'm waiting for that. Yo, John, what's up, man? I'm just reacting to one of my old videos, man. And oh my gosh, the audio is horrible. We'll see what happens from here on out. Hopefully, we have some goodness with a Sense 4.1 with a touch of Sense. Yeah, I took a risk on doing this video because it could have went totally wrong, and I would have been totally screwed. And look at that Mummy Droid crack on the display, man. Oh my gosh, I was butthurt. It's Mummy Droid Sense 5 UI version 1. So I guess it has. This is. You can hear my fan going off in the background because the old apartment I lived at, it barely cooled the house down. So like without the fan, I would be sweating like buckets. So yes, I remember CyanogenMod. I definitely do. Because it does say that it has to work with HBoot 1.50 and under. Bro, I remember having to try and when I was trying to bump recovery on this and root it. Literally, I just want to see if it boots up. I had to use like a paper clip. There was those two holes in the back of it. You had to like have a wire run from one to the other in order. It was to turn off S-Lock. That's what it was. Bypass S-Lock. You had to use a stupid paper clip and pop it in these two holes in the back when you pop the battery cover out. From what I know, what I read. So let's reboot and cross the fingers. This was it. This was the moment of truth, man. And holy crap, was I freaking scared that it was just going to totally screw up. That's a good sign. You could hear, like, I had no confidence in my voice. Here we go. Boot animation. Wow, that's actually really neat. I like that. Mummy Droid, as it says down there. And it's got that really that was so crazy looking animation screen there, so that's always a good thing. Huh. Oh my gosh. I was still nervous. You can still get a boot animation and it would just boot loop into guys, it. I do have a blogger. I'll put the link in the description if you guys were to read. Yes, always risking breaking the phone. whatever I think about with the mobile tech world, and I want to voice my opinions about it, I type interesting. It yeah, so you guys bro. Check it out. It's Rob Grant. I used to be so stupid with this phone. I used to constantly reboot the phone just to show the animation screen, just to kind of show off. I was such a dork. It was so bad. It's been a cool minute since I've done a ROM review, and actually, I believe this is like the first videos I've ever flashed the ROM and then reviewed the ROM. I took the risk. Briefly, but I absolutely took the risk. I just figure a lot of people who watch my videos have like already know how to do this stuff, and so I just essentially show you guys a ROM. And it was taking so long, man. I was trying to just think of things to say while I was waiting for this thing to boot into the system itself. Doing this too, but I need to get this video done so I can go back with my family and watch some more movies. Yeah. Anyways, I did a couple of vlog videos too here on YouTube. Only the OGs know that OnePlus originally started off with cyanogen before oxygen OS. Yes, true. I always wondered why they ditched cyanogen for oxygen. My 9-year-old son started doing YouTube videos. I thought it was pretty cool. I'll link his channel, so if you guys just want to check out what he's doing. Yeah, that's right. My oldest son was like trying to do a YouTube channel, and yeah, it didn't go anywhere. My daughter would get her channel going. He's just having fun with it. If she would just do it, what she's supposed to be doing. A couple of his toys he's got, like a Spider-Man toy. He's really big into Marvel characters. So. But yeah, I'm just trying to kill time because, like, right now I have my fingers crossed. I was praying that the phone did not brick or like soft brick. That would have been like a pain in the ass to have to do that. So. Hi. Live streaming. Nevertheless, I will wait until it boots. Sorry for the shakiness. I'm shooting this. I'm reacting to one of my old videos. HTC Desire 601. Yeah, there's nobody on here with me. Just people in the chat. We'll see. They were the new company and partnered with Cyanogen because they didn't have in-house developers at the time. Yeah. Damn, that takes forever. Boom! I remember when that first screen popped up. So let's see. Trying to load T-Mobile. Pull the ring to unlock. What ring? Oh, I guess that. We'll do English. Yeah, it was such a pain. I don't have connection for this device right now. Let's just skip all this. Agreed. I think probably for this phone, does pop up right there, so, one of the best versions I think it was set up any accounts or nothing like that. Just I want to say Cyanogen Mod 9. But there it goes. It's processing with logo. It does say the Anthrax kernel. Processing. Double toasted made the phone so fast. All right. We're up, so I guess the H-bit on music is corrected. Is or isn't? Who knows? And here we go. So we have. Oh my gosh, that wind! That wind in it is just bad. Just hear that. I wonder how many people actually watched this and was probably just like they were wanting to watch it because they're interested, but they were like upset with the fan going off in the background. Let's see how this works. Yeah, this was a WiMAX phone. Not so much. See the dialer here. See what it looks like. Okay, the drop down. I think one of the coolest things about this phone was the fact that it was 3D. Cool. Like it had dual cameras, but it was to like film 3D videos. Since then, I haven't really seen any other phone try to touch 3D. Let's go about device and software information. So this is Android 4.0. God, the camera was so bad. With HTC Sense version 4.1. Software version, Mummy Droid Sense 5 UI version 1. And there you have it, guys. So this is my ROM review of Mummy Droid Ice Cream Sandwich, which is basically a Sense 4.1 with some reference to Sense 5. So, yeah. Guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up at the bottom. And, 3D TVs aren't even a thing anymore. For more content, I do different ROM reviews for different phones, for the Evo 3D / Evo V4G on Virgin Mobile. Yeah, my phone was on Virgin Mobile. I missed that clock widget. Oh my gosh, that flip clock. One has no ROMs yet, guys, but once it does, Jelly Bean? No, ice cream sandwich. This one was on. But it does have a roots and bootloader unlock and S off for this device that I'm using to film this video. But I'll do that another time. But thanks for watching, and you guys have a great day. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh man. Wow. Anyways, yeah, that was bad. So before I get into the scary thing I wanted to share with you guys, first of all, I just dropped my first video on the channel Mr. Pixel. So when I'm done with this live stream, if you guys want to go check it out, that'd be awesome. Drop a like, kind of help circulate it. I focused on 2 devices that are my daily driver, which is a Pixel 3 and a Pixel 4. So I just talked a little bit about that. Of course, I'm going to make individual videos about all the Pixel devices that I have and just kind of go real in depth about how I feel about them, using them, how they've aged and all that good stuff. Obviously, talk about the Pixel 5 a little bit. And yeah, I will get the Pixel 5 probably February of 2021. And it works out great for me because when I get it, a lot of, if it had any major bug issues or any issues at all whatsoever, it would be solved by then, at least, and continue to get solved after that. So I really wouldn't deal with some of the major hardships. However, Sneed did talk to me, and he is going to send me out his Pixel 5. So I will have like a first impressions. I'm not going to unbox it. It's pretty ridiculous to just unbox it. I mean, you guys would pretty much know what's inside from Sneed's video. So I would just reference everyone that Sneed's video for the unboxing. But for, you know, like just how the phone is, like, you know, I'll throw my SIM card in it. I'll try it out. I'm going to shoot a lot of footage on that, like not with the phone, but like about, like on the phone, like about the phone. Get as much footage as I can so I can make videos throughout the rest of this year up until I get my own Pixel 5. And in that way, if there's any news or things about the phone itself, I'll be able to present that information and just have like some video footage to kind of show in it. So yeah, shout out to Sneed for, you know, doing that. That's pretty cool. You know, he's part of Team Pixel and he's sharing the wealth. You know, I talk a lot about how I want to become a member of Team Pixel. My ideas, what I want to do if I became a member of Team Pixel, and how I would present things to everybody that watches, which would be a little bit different because I'm not a kiss ass. So I'm not going to blow smoke up anyone's ass to get them to buy the Pixel phones. I'm just going to tell it like it is. So, yeah. Let's see here. 3D glasses gave you a migraine. Yeah. That's gotta suck if you deal with that. The clock widget was everything. Everybody wanted to get. You remember how many widgets on the Android market, aka now the Google Play Store? How many widgets were like flip clock widget, and everyone would download it, but you would get like a still clock that was like mirror imaging flip clock from HTC, but it didn't have the Rolodex style flip, and that was just so annoying. That was super annoying. But you know what? I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I miss HTC Sense. I miss some of the things that you can do with it. Like HTC Sense, like a couple of years ago, was actually not bad. I mean, the themes that they had, how you can like download these themes, and each of the aspects of the theme. Like say like you downloaded a theme and it was like a theme of like skyscraper buildings, right? You could literally like lock an app to like a skyscraper. So like if you wanted like the one on the far left to be Facebook, when you tapped it, it would launch Facebook, but you had to assign Facebook to it. Like Sense had done some really good things as far as customization. Kind of feel bad that HTC fell by the wayside. I mean, they made solid phones back in the day, even well before Android. Yeah, baby boy, go ahead. So yeah, I kind of miss the days of HTC. Let's see who else agrees HTC had the best weather app to this day. Yeah, they did. I agree with you on that. T-Mobile gives me a migraine. Ooh, it's gotta suck. He's in here. The clock widget was top selling Play Store item. Yeah, it was. It was. And even when someone actually built a widget that, you know, actually had the flip animation, that was actually pretty cool. I think what sucked too was that HTC actually opened up Sense to a degree. Come on in. No, he's using the bathroom. It's my oldest son. You can be in the live stream, dude. You don't have to run. I remember HTC was gonna open up Sense, like the Sense theme, and allow it to be like a installable launcher, I guess, for the non-HTC Android devices. And I think it was kind of stupid they shut that down. Same as they did with the Zoe app, the HTC Zoe app. That was actually pretty cool for, like, you know, video editing and stuff like that. I thought it was pretty dope. HTC was a force to be reckoned with, man. It's so bad that they fell by the wayside. I think you know, afterwards with like the HTC U11 and whatnot, they just kind of started to fade away. He'll be out in a second. Just let me use the restroom.
Did he just go in there?
I think he's trying to go, but I'm talking, so I'm kind of making him nervous. Let's see here. I had a grandfather clock widget on my S5. It went off every hour. Nice. So anyways, scary story to share with you guys. And I'm actually going to pull this up on the internet. So let's see. So that way I can show you guys something to kind of reference it, because this actually happened to me last night. And let me see if I can find something that kind of like that kind of gives a little bit of a reference to it. Okay, so I'm gonna screen share this because this literally happened to me last night. And you know, I gotta talk about it. So anyways, you know, one of the things they talk about in Hawaii quite a bit is something to the nature that's called the choking ghost. Okay. Is it related to the fruit company? No. Yeah, I'm still mad at Apple for that one, man. They, weeks after their event, they still found my stuff on Facebook, my live stream that I simulcasted to various platforms, and they decided to strike me on Facebook, and Facebook threatened to take down my account if I do it again. So now I know when it comes to Apple, I'm just not going to give them that much exposure. They obviously don't want it. So it's an illustration of what they're talking about, the choking ghost. In Hawaii, if you go to Hawaii, you talk to the locals over there. If you bring up the choking ghost, they're going to have some stories to tell you. You know, just in short, this is a spirit that's malicious. And what it tends to do is when you're sleeping at night, obviously, it chokes you while you're sleeping. Now, it doesn't choke you to death, but enough to, like, you know, really scare you and freak you out. And these illustrations come from what people project, like when they speak about their encounter, what they claim to see. My encounter was a little bit different last night. And no, you don't have to be on the island of Hawaii to have this happen to you. So anyways, last night, you know, like I went to sleep at probably about maybe like 1:15 a.m. So around this time, I went to sleep. And I would say it was close to dawn. It was probably about like 5 in the morning. With 5 in the morning, I was gasping for air. Like I could not breathe. 5 o'clock this morning. It was really bad. Like literally my airway was cut off, you know. I was in a panic and I was waking up from my deep sleep. So let me see this real quick. This is going to keep you up at night. Okay, some people really like that kind of stuff. Sorry, it's past midnight. My mind goes straight down the gutter. Oh my God. Yeah, I can see where you're going with that illustration. Good idea, because I don't want John to stay up all night because of it. But yeah, so it's about like 5. It was about 5 in the morning. Okay. like literally like 5 in the morning. I was hitting my wife's hand. So like, she's laying next to me. I can feel her arm close to me. So I started to try to hit it, but it's like I didn't have the energy to hit it. I was trying to hit it as much as I could to get her to wake up. And the reason why I was freaking out was, one, obviously I couldn't breathe, and it really felt like for several minutes. Like it literally felt like that my airway right here was completely cut off. And I was trying to breathe and I couldn't. I was panicking because when you hold your breath for a long time, you start to you can start feeling your own heartbeat. You start to struggle. You feel the strain throughout your body because you're not breathing. And after a while, my chest started to burn like something was on my chest. When I opened my eyes from my sleep, all I seen was like hair draped down over me, kind of like The Ring or The Grudge, just hair like that, like scraggly, dingy hair, and like the top, like this part right here of a forehead, kind of like coming over me as I'm laying down. And I'm freaking out because I've experienced this once before when I was a kid. This is where I was told about the choking ghost and things like that. So um, I woke up, couldn't breathe for like seemed like several minutes. All of a sudden, just air returned and rushed into my lungs like a big gasp of air. And I kind of shook my wife, and she woke up and she looked at me, and I told her I couldn't breathe. And I was freaking out. She was like, calming me down, like it's okay, you'll be all right. Go back to sleep. So I turned on my side and I laid on my side for the rest of the time, and woke up probably about maybe like 8:45 this morning. And yeah, I had to go see. One of the first things that came to my mind was like, it was probably a nightmare. My second thing that came to my mind was like, what if this was, the pandemic virus? And so I was kind of freaking out, because I mean that's one of the things that they say symptom wise, right? But anyways, I started remembering what I saw at 5 o'clock this morning, and I really started to panic. I'm actually still kind of nervous to go to sleep tonight, which is why I'm kind of talking about it. Well, let me just kind of go over this real quick, just kind of give you guys a brief synopsis. So this is talking about, you're reading about the choking ghost of Hawaii Ne, or Hawaii. So basically this article, or this blog says, um, pictured islands of America's 50th state are known for their crystal clear oceans, towering green mountains, and luscious plants. Wait, hang on one second. Let me check out my son real quick, and then I will go over this real quick. All right, sorry about that. My son used the restroom and needed help. Okay, so we'll go back to this real quick. All right, so where did I leave off? Yeah, America's 50th state are known for their crystal clear oceans, towering green mountains, and luscious plant and wildlife. But anyone who comes to Hawaii also knows that there is a power deep beneath the island shores, what we Hawaiians call mana, which means power. The ancients perpetuated a deep spirituality stemming from the island itself, and though they have passed on, the powers that live in the Aina, which means the land or the island, have not. The youngest island of Hawaii chain remains mostly untouched by human hands, particularly in Puna, where our tale takes place. Save for a few farms and homes scattered across the vast acres of the land, much of Puna remains sacredly populated, leaving in pitch black nights. My uncle was a warden of the local jail and often worked the midnight shift, leaving his son, my cousin Nate, to entertain himself most nights. Before you start wondering what kind of parent leaves their kid home alone, you need to understand that Nate was more than capable of caring for himself. At 6 foot and 200 pounds, he was a high school sports star, loved and popular. Definitely not the kind of guy anyone would consider messing with, and not one of the easily spooked. It was late one evening around 11 p.m., and he was passing the time watching TV that he dozed off in his room, only to startle awake a few short hours later. A sense of deep panic and foreboding overtook him. Something just felt off. Nate reasoned that he was probably just imagining things. It was dark and easy to envisage non-existent images lurking in the shadows. Attempting to get a grip of the situation, he pushed himself up only to feel pressure on his chest weighing him down and forcing him back. Confused, he flattened his palms on the bed, pushing his body up, but there was no mistake. An immense pressure weighed on his chest, knocking him flat to his back on the bed. That was when he felt an ice-cold fingers lock around his wrists and crushing mass bore down on his upper body. Panic ensued. Nate frantically twisted and turned, struggling against the invisible force to no avail. Time was ebbing forward, and his brawl with the invisible foe was taking its toll. While his attacker remained unseen, the pressing weight on his chest only grew heavier. Each breath of air became more labored than the last. His lungs burned for lack of oxygen, and tears began streaming down his cheeks. He opened his mouth and tried to scream for help, but not a sound escaped. Saliva dribbled down his chin as he began to succumb to the adversary. This is the end, he thought. This is how I go. In his last moments, he reflected upon his life. Not once had he ever given up. Not when he was drowning, not when chased by a shark, not even when he was mobbed, which, people get jumped, high school fights and stuff. No, he thought, no, I won't be taken this way. The invisible assailant would not arise the victor. Anger, like the force of a hurricane, overtook him, and his eyes shot open. Renewed strength coursed through his muscles, and he fought to get free. Peering up at the ceiling with rage-filled eyes, he began to see a form take shape out of the shadows. A dark and smoky outline twisted and wound, so wispy and light. At first, he wasn't sure it was there, but the feeling emanated can only be described as pure hate. Fear began to grip at his heart, but he reminded himself of the strength that burned in his belly and continued to struggle with all he had. As his power grew, the shadow began to coalesce. At first, what he saw were the eyes, deep, dark, obsidian pits, seeming to go on forever. As he stared, the saggy, wrinkled face of an old woman grew out of the shadows. Once fully formed, the smoky woman opened her lips wide and cackled maniacally, like a maniac, I guess. Though no audible sound could be heard. In an instant, she slammed her face mere centimeters from Nate's own, laughed hysterically one last time, and was gone. Thrashing wildly, it took him a moment to realize he was standing up and coughing profusely. Struggling to breathe, he ran to the nearest light switch and flicked it on, bathing the room in a warm glow from the incandescent bulb. He frantically tore through the room, searching every corner and closet for the grisly old woman, but she was nowhere to be found. Shaking, he lifted his trembling hands and saw that around his wrists were deep red marks, like the grip of a human hand. His chest bore similar crimson impressions, as though someone had been trying to hold him down and smother him. With the knowledge that the immediate danger was gone, Nate broke down and called his grandma, who lived a few miles up the road. Upon hearing her voice, emotions took over and tears soaked his cheeks. He was unable to explain what was wrong, but our grandma knew it must be something terrible. She gave him simple instructions: grab his keys and immediately come to her house. He arrived soon after. Sobbing, he told her of the attack on which by the hateful shadow woman, and now he scarcely survived. Our grandma gave him the only real advice she could, advice that we still live by today. Pray in these times, but only fear the living. The dead cannot harm you if you do not allow them to. Fear the living. They do not abide by the same rules. Anyways. So yeah, this is a thing that randomly happens in Hawaii. Like randomly. There is no explanation. No there is no method to the madness. Have you talked to Lawrence about it? No, I haven't talked to Lawrence about it. I did tell him that I was in the hospital, but I didn't actually talk to him about it. I actually went to get seen just to make sure everything was okay with me. So yeah, just trying to be safe, trying to make sure I'm okay. But yes, this stuff happens quite a bit. As a matter of fact, it happened to me once before when I was 13. I've had friends who have spoken about it. So this was like this was kind of crazy because I never expected it to happen to me being away from the island. You know what I mean? Like I'm living in Phoenix, Arizona. I am nowhere on Hawaii at all. Nowhere. I'm not on the Big Island. I'm not on Lanai. I'm not on Molokai. I'm not on Oahu. I'm not on Kauai. I think I said Maui already. I'm not in any of those places. Yet I feel like it happened to me again. So kind of like been a little freaked out just that, it could happen. And yeah, it's known that it can. I mean, there are a lot of things that can happen to people. One main one is I'll tell you another story. This didn't happen to me, but there's massive stories about this. So I'll share. So a lot of tourists come to Hawaii and they want to get the experience. They want to see Waikiki. They want to walk the beach. They want to go snorkeling at Hanama Bay. They want to drive around the island. They want to see, Bonsai Pipeline, North Shore, sunsets. Not sunsets like the actual sunset, but like the beach sunset. They want to jump off the rock at Waimea. They want to get the full experience. And one of the things that they like to do is there's places in Hawaii that are called heiaus. Like the heiau is a sacred place, right? These things are built using rock formations, not pyramids or anything like that. But way in the ancient times, sacrifices were even done at these places. Now, the lava rocks are sacred. The lava rocks have mana, which it goes back to that word mana, has energy. One of the things that you never do in Hawaii is you never take a lava rock from a heiau or any place that you may have found it, and take it back with you to the mainland. People who have done that have reported, and they've tried to find answers to it. They have gotten sick. Now, they didn't die from any illness, but they have gotten sick really bad. Their health tanked super bad. They could barely, make it in a whole day at work. Sometimes they stayed at home for days at a time and just used sick leave and stuff like that. They have shared the stories with a lot of people, including the author of a book called Chicken Skin, which is you guys know that book, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Chicken Skin is like a collection of ghost stories in Hawaii, things that happened there that people have shared their stories, their personal experiences about. And so these people would reach out. I think the person's name is Glenn Rose, I think, if I remember the author's name. Let me see. If I can find it. Okay. See if I can find it. I want to make sure I get it right. No, I'm not looking for chicken recipes. Oh, Glenn Grant's chicken skin tales, basically. So Glenn Grant writes a lot of books sharing Hawaii stories. Some are stories from Hawaii. Some are supernatural stories that are kind of Japanese folk tales. So like the book Chicken Skin has to deal with a lot of stories that happened in Hawaii. There's another book that Glenn Grant writes. It's called Obake. Obake is Japanese for ghost or spirit, and that one has stories in Hawaii as well. But these are more related to Japanese folk tales, because Hawaii is a melting pot. Besides it being like one of the top sought out vacation destinations, it's also a melting pot of different cultures. Japanese came to Hawaii to work. You got Samoans. You got the native Hawaiians there. You have Filipinos, Tongans, Chamorros from Guam. By the way, people from Guam are not called Guamanians. They're Chamorros. That's what they are. They live on the island of Guam. But you have like various different races. They bring their cultures there, and a lot of things happen. Like the stories they share. But anyways, Glenn Grant writes a lot of these stories, and people would reach out to him to get help, to try to understand it, because his books pretty much gave an insight to like the supernatural of the islands. And so what you're supposed to do, if you happen to do this, if you ever get weird to do this or just not knowing, you would have to come back to the island. You would have to bring that rock. You'd have to come back to the island. You'd have to place it back exactly where you found it. Not in the same pattern, like if it was like if the pointy rock was facing northeast or anything like that. You just have to put it back in the location that you found it. And when you walk away from it, you'll start to feel better. As you make your way back home, your health will be top notch. Do not ever disturb the heiau. If you go to visit one, like for instance, if you go to Valley of the Kings, you're gonna take a tour through there. There's a heiau in that valley. Don't take any rock from there at all whatsoever. But yeah, so I kind of dealt with going back to the whole choking ghost thing. I kind of dealt with the experience last night. That, if I'm lying, whatever God you pray to could strike me down now. For me, it was a scary experience. For me, it was scary because one, this is something that hasn't happened to me since my childhood. And two, like I watch a lot of scary movies. That's what my wife thinks, maybe happens. And maybe for a moment I had, like, I just couldn't breathe. But because of my fascination with scary movies, I hallucinated something that I may have seen in a movie. Because the last couple of movies I've been watching, because October is my month, I've been watching The Curse of La Llorona. I watched that movie. I've watched all right, tell Xavier. Go ahead, Poppy. Close the door, please. Yeah, tell him to let you have a turn. Close the door. Okay. My young one. But I was watching a lot of scary movies, so I literally dealt with what she thinks is that I may have had a hallucination. I don't know. You guys tell me, what do you guys think? What do you guys seriously think happened to me? Because honestly, I'm not entirely sure. I've had this happen to me once before when I was 13. This is something that happens, and like I said, it doesn't kill you. Like what is identified, but a lot of the what do you call them? So I guess in English it would be defined as the elderly. Kahunas, the elderly, they would tell the answers to it. This spirit is malicious and a kind of like a prankster. It has no intentions in killing you. It just gets a kick out of watching you panic and freak out. And that's why, like the story that was shared in that blog, when the young man was, when the young man started to visually see what was on him, what was, choking him and pinning him to the bed, he started to see the eyes that were forever going. Some people see red eyes that are like flames, but you see the stringly hair. You start to get a vision that it's a person that you see them laughing hysterically, like it was described in there like a maniac, but you don't hear anything. You don't hear the cackle of the laugh or anything like that, but you see it. Hi, my love. Hi, babe. Glad you popped in here. I love you too, by the way, babe. But yeah, you don't hear any audible from that spirit, but you visually see it, and you know that it's laughing like a maniac, that it's hysterically laughing in a crazed type way, that like if you visited an insane asylum, how you would visualize somebody wrapped in in one of those straight jackets just going off laughing. So it's laughing at looking at you panic and freak out and struggling to breathe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I experienced it last night. All I know is that for a while I could not breathe. For a while it felt like that my airway was constricted, like something had a grip of me, and I was trying to wake my wife. And normally, because like my wife, she loves to sleep. Okay, we watched the Cat in the Hat cartoon series, and there was an episode about explaining why a bear hibernates, and it has that song called Hibernation, and I would sing that to my wife because she can sleep if she wanted to. If they would pay her, $50 an hour to sleep, she would be the champion all-time employee of the month. She can sleep through a lot, but when she feels my touch, it wakes her. Like I can caress her arm in the morning and she will open her eyes and look at me. And if she knows that all I'm doing is just trying to caress her arm and, soothe her and make her feel good, she'll go back to sleep. But if I'm like, we have an emergency, she'll get up. So it was really weird that I was tapping her arm in a fit of fear and panic, and she didn't wake up at all. She did not wake up until I sat up from the ordeal and gained that first breath of air after what seemed like minutes of no oxygen. And yeah. So I am kind of nervous to go to sleep tonight because I don't want a repeated episode. I'm afraid. But then again, I'm also going to face my fear too, Yeah. It is weird, right? I mean, because who knows? I could have just had a nightmare. Maybe I had a sleep apnea episode. I could possibly have sleep apnea. I don't know. I could have had an episode where I just couldn't breathe. Maybe it was only for like 10 seconds and it felt like, several minutes. You just never know, right? Like time just seems, the fabric of time just seems to alter. The fabric of time, you can like, for instance, people that have been in a car accident, you know what? And I don't take those things lightly, but like they can hit a median, which flips the car in the air. They can tumble like 20 times in a span of 30 seconds. And within that moment of them being in the car and it's tumbling from flipping, it seemed like 10 minutes to them. So anyways, that's a scary story that I wanted to share with you guys. And yeah, the events took place only yesterday. So right now we're October 4th. This happened on October 2nd. Well, yeah, yesterday, October 3rd, because it was like 5 o'clock in the morning that this took place. And yeah, I don't even know what to think. I'm kind of freaked out. About it. It took a lot for me to kind of just gain my composure back today to some sense of normality, even though normalcy is not really my thing. And yeah, it was just weird. So anyways, it's pretty late. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning here. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, the reaction to one of my old videos, and sharing a bit of Hawaii ghost stories. I'll have more to come. We'll see what happens. I have to be tested for sleep apnea. Yeah, I know. Sleep with an oxygen mask. My wife, she has one. I can't take hers. She needs it. She has sleep apnea, so yeah. Who knows? It could be a hallucination in my mind for the moment of panic, or it can be something that us in Hawaii absolutely believe in. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of your evening if you're staying up late, and I'm gonna go chill and relax and go to sleep soon. Probably gonna grab me a snack to eat right now and just try to take my mind off of it. But yeah, again, it's October. I'm gonna share more stories with you guys with various other things. Go tell your mom. Tell your mom to tell them to let you have a turn. Okay, let me finish up here, baby. Love you. But yeah, okay. Anyways, I'm out of here. Thanks so much for joining. You guys are awesome. Love you guys very much. More ghost stories from Hawaii, and also in places that I've been to, because I'll share more stories that I've heard about Deer Lady in Oklahoma. If you have Native American ties, you've probably heard of Deer Lady. Um, Share some things that I've heard from my friends that lived in Mexico, things that they've seen. Lots of spooky stuff I'm going to share with you guys. So, what a way to kickstart my October, my, horror fest for the month of October by actually experiencing something that scared the hell out of me. Go figure. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. As always, y'all are clutch. Love you very much. Aloha.